Is our rec yoga, faculty staff yoga, so we have 45 minutes together. We will end promptly at 1 o'clock, so we can all go to see the eclipse hopefully today, pending if we can see it through the clouds. But other than that, I don't think I have any announcements for y'all. Besides, look out for the interim schedule coming at the end of April, which will be right when like finals happen. All of those classes will be open to faculty staff. So we'll have that schedule posted for y'all probably in the next week and a half or so. So let's come on down to the mat to make sure we have some room around us. Blocks are here in the closet. If you're on Zoom, you can always use a book or a pillow or anything like that. You can lay down on your backs or you can stay seated. You can lay on your side, whatever feels good for you. We'll start with our breathing and meditation, and then we will get into our movement portion of class for today. So if you like, you can close your eyes. You can even take your gaze down towards the floor, or maybe up to a ceiling tile. You're looking at the ceiling. Getting comfortable where we are, so maybe adjusting in our position if we're wanting to, feeling free to change positions or move at any time. Starting to tune into our breath here, breathing in and out through the nose if that feels good for us. I know it's allergy time, so we can always breathe through the mouth at any time. Starting to become aware of how our body's feeling today, how our breath is feeling today. Taking that full body scan, maybe. Using this time to become present and aware of our body. Maybe noticing any physical sensations that might be causing us any tension, and being mindful of those places today. Maybe setting our intention for our practice if we're wanting to get something out of it today, or if we have a certain goal in mind. And as we start to become more aware of our body, start to think about your diaphragmatic breath. Inhaling deep from the belly up into the chest. And then exhaling from the chest back down to the belly. If we're coming into our space today for our yoga practice and we're feeling warm, we can always inhale through the nose. Exhale, releasing it through the mouth. If we're coming onto our space today, we're feeling cooler or cold, we can always inhale through the nose, and as we exhale through our nose, we're opening through our throat, almost as if we're making a ha sound. We call it Darth Vader's breath or ocean's breath. And that just brings some natural heat to our bodies. Seeing how deep we can inhale, inflating our belly like a balloon, bringing the breath up into the chest, the rib cage. And then exhaling from the chest, the ribs down to our bellies. Letting go of any competition, letting go of any expectations, and suspending all judgment of ourselves and others. Remembering this is our unique practice, and it might look different from others. And we also have the power to choose what feels best for our body when it comes to all aspects of yoga today. So being mindful of that, knowing that you are in control of what feels best for your body today. When we're ready, we will make our way down to our mats or our space, blankets, towels, whatever we have. Bringing our hands down by our sides. We'll start to inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands by the sides. With this, I want you to be mindful of the body versus just moving the arms. As you inhale, think about lifting the belly, lifting the rib cage, feeling the spine maybe lift off the mat. As you exhale, can you feel the spine press down into the mat? Still practicing that deep diaphragmatic breath. Maybe noticing how our shoulders are feeling today. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here. One more big inhale. As we exhale, we'll pull the knees into the chest, grabbing underneath our knee on our hamstring, and taking a little rock side to side. That feels good. Just noticing maybe how the lower back is feeling, how the hip flexors are feeling. As you're ready, we can start to alternate our legs. Inhaling, pulling our right knee into our chest, we can extend the left leg. Then exhale, we switch. Feeling free to add on a little external rotation here if you'd like, opening up the hip, maybe drawing some hip circles on the ceiling. We'll take one more round each side. And then as we're ready, placing our feet back on our mats. About shoulder width apart so that our heels are in line with our toes. Feet nice and close to the body. Hands by the sides, palms down. As we move into our bridge flow, inhaling, lifting the hips up to the sky. Pressing into the heel and ball of the foot. Exhaling, slowly lowering down. If we want to, we can maintain neutral spine, or we can find that spinal articulation. So curling the tailbone up first, then the low back, mid back, upper back, and then softening through the chest, the upper back, and reversing it all the way back down. Feeling free to take either option in your bridge today. Just noticing how the back's feeling. Maybe noticing that warming sensation in our core and our back body. If we want another option, we can even inhale, lift the hips. If we want to, lifting the arms up to the sky with the hips. Pressing into our feet slowly. The arms can come directly over your shoulders, or we can reach the arms all the way up and over, coming up to the high points of the shoulders, the upper back. Lengthening still through our neck. Take one more round of our bridge flow. And then slowly making our way back down to the mat. Walking our feet to the long edges of our mat. Dropping knees right and left, little windshield wipers. Just noticing how that's feeling for us today. Noticing how the hips are feeling at this time. Maybe the low back. As we're ready, we can slowly take the knees all the way over to one side. Pressing ourselves up, coming to the top of our mat. Shifting around into all fours, hands and knees. So we'll have our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. Remember, there's a little space between our hips. Moving through our cat and cow sequence, spreading our fingers like starfish, softening our elbows. Inhale, drop the belly to the mat, hips to the sky, head lifts. Exhale, chin to chest, round through the spine, feeling that full flexion. Inhaling, finding extension in your spine. Once again, thinking about articulating the spine. That means vertebrae by vertebrae. Each portion of our spine is moving up one time. Inhaling to your cow and exhaling to your cat. Taking 2 more rounds at your own pace, feeling free to add on anything else that might feel good in this. One of my personal favorites is called tail wags. So you can just move your hips side to side. You can also take circles with your hips to the right, to the left. Maybe noticing which position your body's preferring. Maybe looking over your shoulder, feeling a nice little lateral stretch to the side of the body. And then we'll come back to all fours when we're ready. Moving into our spinal balance or bird dog, as we call it. Inhaling, Left arm reaches out in front of us, right leg extends. As we press the opposite knee and hand into the mat. Exhale, hand and knee come back to center. Inhale, other side. So bracing before we reach and inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Engaging our core muscles from our hips to our shoulders. And we just take this at our own pace. Inhaling, right arm, left leg. Exhaling, hand and knee down to the mat. And with our leg, we want to keep it at shoulder height. Think about pressing our toes to the floor. So it looks like this from the side, eye gaze down. Heel of the foot presses back like we're pushing into a wall behind us. That helps to engage our glutes. And again, our glutes are connected to our low back. So this move is really beneficial because we're working the cross slings from the front of the body and the back of the body. Taking one more round on each side. We'll come back to all fours, hands and knees. Pressing our right hand into the mat, let's lift our left thumb fingertips to our temple, almost like a salute position. We inhale and open the body to the left side, and we exhale, take that left arm across to the opposite shoulder. Inhale, we open to the side, opening through our thoracic, our mid-spine. Exhale, take the left arm across. Option here, if we want to, we can inhale, reach the arm all the way up to the sky. Eye gaze follows the hand. Exhale, threading that needle under. Still moving with our breath. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, under. And then inhaling, coming back to your all fours. Feeling free to roll out that opposite wrist. Coming back to center, right fingertips to the temple. Inhale, we open to the left, opposite side. Exhale, bring it across. Inhale, once again, you know the option if you'd like to reach the arm all the way to the sky. Exhale, thread it under. Opening up through our shoulders. Y'all look awesome. One more time. Coming back to our all fours. Rolling out the wrists if we'd like. We can sit back in a child's pose. Knees as wide as you'd like it. So the knees can come to the long edges of the mat. Opening up our hips a little more. Arms can stretch all the way out in front, head to the floor. We can also take one of our blocks and bring our forehead to our block. We can even place our hands on the block in front of us for wanting a little bit more shoulder mobility work. Relaxing through the belly here and just finding our breath. Thinking about our expanding breath in this position, can you inhale deep from the belly, moving the breath and expanding it across our back body. So from the low back all the way to the upper back as you inhale. Exhale, releasing. This is our child's pose we can come into at any time in our practice. It is a rest pose, but you're also welcome to find any other rest pose that might feel good for your body today. From our child's pose, we'll extend our arms out in front of us. We can keep our head lifted or lowered, walking our hands to the right side of our mat, reaching a little further with the left arm, opening through the upper back, the shoulders, the lats. As we inhale, we'll come back to center. Exhale, other side. Right arm this time reaches a little further. Inhale, walk the hands back to the top of the mat. We lift the body coming up into our plank position on our knees. So hands under shoulders. Knees are in front of our hips. So it's shifting the hips forward to engage the core. We exhale, come down for a little yoga push-up. Inhale, press back up, squeezing those elbows in. Exhale, child's pose, hips go back. So this is our half series we're building. Inhale, coming forward. Exhaling, if we like, we can come all the way down onto the mat or hover. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, child's pose. Last option. You all can do it, and I'll show you kneeling. Inhale, we come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows by the side, belly to the mat. From here, rolling our shoulders back, feet down, lift the head, the heart, finding baby cobra. So the hands flutter off the ground, squeezing our glutes. So I want you to think about finding baby cobra first before full cobra. Hands meet the mat, exhale, press it back. The key is that shoulder squeeze. Inhale one more time. If you'd like to find full cobra, you can. Exhale, chaturanga down. First step, we inhale, roll shoulders back, lift the head, the heart. Then, as the hands lift in baby cobra, can you press into the hands and push yourself up? Then we find full cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Awesome. Moving through that 2 more times at your own pace. If you'd like, you can eliminate the chaturanga. You can eliminate the cobra. It's whatever feels best for you today. I love your precious heart. And then we'll meet back in child's pose. If you'd like to explore downward facing dog, we tuck our toes, lift our hips up to the sky. We can walk our dog, bending knees right, left. Nice little calf release, hamstring release. And then eye gaze to the top of our hands. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Option to find a block. Feet can be under the shoulders, together, wider than the hips, whatever feels good for you in your forward fold. Softening your knees, that's the key here. So wherever we are, we want to soften through the knees. That gives us a nice release in our low back. We can shake our head yes and no, releasing tension in the jaw, the head. We can find ragdoll, opposite arms, sway side to side if that feels good. Maybe shift the hips side to side if that feels good. When you're ready, we'll bring our hands back to our blocks, shins, or thighs. As we inhale, we lift up, lengthen through the spine for our flat back. Hands meet on our thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Soften again into your forward fold. Inhale one more time, lengthen the legs, the upper back, the spine. Exhale, soften. This time as we inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms can lift up to the sky for our extended mountain. Exhale, we sit back to find chair pose. So weights in the heels, knees in line with toes. Excellent. One more big lift into our mountain. Exhale, chair pose. Moving through our full sun salutations. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Stepping back to find your plank, knees or toes. Exhaling to find your chaturanga if you like. Inhaling, cobra, up dog or plank. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Stepping, lunging, walking to the top of your mat as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, chair. Arms can also be outstretched. One more time, inhale, let's lift. Exhale, forward. Stepping back to find your plank as we inhale. Exhaling, finding your chaturanga options. Inhale back to your plank. Exhale to your down dog or your child's pose. Stepping, walking, lunging to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, chair. Moving through this just 2 more times, maybe one on each leg that you step back on in your sun salutations. The key here is to move with your breath. So we have one breath, either an inhale or an exhale, to each part of our sun salutations. Once again, listening to our bodies, making sure we're making a choice that feels best for us today. Finding that breath, getting our breath and to our blood to freshly oxygenate that blood, moving it through our body, warming our body, getting ready for our standing strength poses. Once we finish our last round of our sun salutations, we can find our way back to downward facing dog or chair pose. Downward dog or child's pose. I don't know where chair pose came from, y'all, sorry. Down dog or child's pose is where we are making our way. Hopefully feeling a little bit warmer. We'll take our gaze to the top of the mat, stepping our left foot to our left hand. It's a low lunge position. Looks like this. You can use your blocks if you'd like. 1 or 2, whatever feels good for you. You can also shift the body forward, dropping that hip down, just making sure the knees in line with the toes. From here, can we tuck that back toe, lift up, and then finding our balance, coming up to our high lunge. Both of the knees are bent or soft. We're finding our balance here. Also, as we squeeze this right glute, we find a nice stretch in our hip flexor. Hands can stay here, or we can float them all the way up to the sky for that high lunge. Relaxing the shoulders down. Can we inhale, lengthen, and reach up to the sky? As we exhale, bending the knees, and then opening to find warrior 2. So from here, our left knee is bent to the front, our right leg is long, and the arms are outstretched. Excellent. We're opening up through the hips here. So while this is a standing pose, we are opening our hips, which is great. Keeping the legs where they are, can you flip that left palm, reach back to find reverse warrior? The right hand can be on the thigh or wrapped around the low back. Eye gaze is up the left hand or out to the side, or even down to the back foot if that feels good. Take one more big inhale. As we exhale, left forearm comes to our front thigh, and our right forearm reaches up and over, extended side angle. Once again, the legs are the same in warrior 2, in reverse warrior, and extended side angle. From here, if you want, you can take some shoulder rolls, releasing through that shoulder, maybe reversing it. When you're ready, finding that place of stillness. We'll move through a little cycle sequence here. Inhaling, coming back to your reverse warrior, opening through the left side of the body, and then exhaling to your extended side angle. Your option here is to just flow these at your own pace with your breath. Inhale to open, exhale forward. One more round of each. From here, inhaling, coming back up to your warrior 2. Grabbing our block if we want it. We're straightening our front left leg, keeping a micro bend in the left knee. Reaching the right hand back. Reaching the left arm forward. Can we do that again? Right hand reaches back. Yep, little rib cage. Exhale forward, and then the hand drops. The left arm reaches up for triangle pose. Again, the left knee is soft here. I love to have my block, but you can also have your hand resting on your thigh. And this right hand doesn't have to be lifted. It can also come to our low back if that feels better for us. Pressing into the feet here. Squeezing the glutes to align the hips, taking one more inhale. As we exhale, coming back up to our warrior 2, we'll bend the left knee. Cartwheeling the hands to the floor, left and then right. Stepping back to find our down dog or our child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths here. In that down dog, making sure our hips are lifted to the sky, pressing back through our body. One more big inhale as we exhale, stepping the right foot to the right hand, looking to the top of our mat, finding that low lunge. So the hands frame the foot, we can sink into our low lunge. Always just a great time to see how the hips are feeling. Making sure our whole foot is on the mat, so the heel, we can always walk that foot forward with our hand of that right foot. Tucking our left toes under, we lift up to find our high lunge. It's a little balance and strength here. Both knees are bent. Glutes engaged to open up our hip flexor, and then if we'd like, we can float our arms up to the sky, relaxing the shoulders down and back for our high lunge. In our high lunge, our back heel is lifted. You can see mine, a little different. So this is warrior one. This is a high lunge. Yeah, a little different. One more big inhale, reach up to the sky, lengthen. Exhale, open to your warrior two. So plant the left foot. Right knee is bent to the front in line with toes. Left leg is long. Relaxing the shoulders down and back. We can always take the arms a little bit in front of us if that feels better for our shoulders. From here, looking at our right hand, we'll flip our right hand to the sky, reach back behind us, reverse warrior. Inhaling. Option to wrap the arm around the low back. Finding your breath here. One more round of breath. Opening the right side of the body. We inhale. Exhale, right forearm comes to front thigh. Left arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. We can always lift that bottom arm, a little more core challenge. And lastly, we can circle our left arm if that feels good for our shoulder. Maybe reversing that circle. All right. Finding some stillness in our extended side angle. We inhale, coming back to our reverse warrior. And we exhale to our extended side angle. Once again, moving through our own breath sequence here. Inhaling, reverse warrior. Exhaling, extended side angle. So on our reverse warrior, think about the legs. They stay the same. So that left leg stays nice and long. We're squeezing and active in the back. One more round. Inhaling, coming back to warrior two. Yep, so right knee's bent. From here, we straighten our right leg. We can grab our block. When I say straighten too, we don't want to do this and hyperextend or lock the knee, so just keep it nice and soft. Inhaling, reaching the left arm back. Exhaling, right hand forward. One more time. Inhaling back. Exhaling forward. And then from here, all we're doing is cartwheeling those hands down. There's no greater benefit if you can or cannot reach the floor. That's why I like the block. Making sure the shoulders are stacked. And once again, the left hand can also come to that low back if it doesn't feel good reaching up to the sky. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here. One more big inhale as we exhale, coming back up to find warrior two. Right knee bends. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Left and then right. Step back to find your down dog or your child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths here. From your down dog or your child's pose, we're inhaling, lifting our right leg to the sky for three-legged dog or three-legged bird dog or quadruped, so that right leg can lift in this position with the right knee down. Exhale, can we take the knee to the center of our body, hovering it. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, can we take that right knee to the right elbow across the same, not across, but sorry, same side. Inhale one more time. Exhale, pull that knee all the way forward and through. We're finding pigeon pose. So a little trick here is to look back behind you on the left leg. Can you bend that left knee, or sorry, lift to the left toes, lift that knee up, walk the knee back, and then plant it. That actually can make it a deeper stretch for you if you'd like. And then my personal favorite is to take a block underneath the right hip. We can stay up on our hands, or we can come down to the floor. So we want to make sure that our hip bones are square on our mat. We can also find a seated figure 4 stretch if that feels better for us. Taking our eye gaze down to our mats, maybe closing our eyes, just finding some nice deep breaths here. You got it. This is a nice release in our hips, but also a small muscle that's around our glutes called our piriformis, which often gets tight, especially if we've been sitting for long periods of time. Breathing into our glutes and our hips here, especially on that right leg. Relaxing the muscles in our face, our jaw. Taking one more round of breath here. And then as you're ready, we'll walk ourselves back up to our hands. We can lift our left knee off if we'd like, coming back to down dog, or just simply moving the right leg back to find child's pose. It's a nice reset in our hips. As we're ready, we inhale, lift our left leg to the sky this time. So moving through that same sequence, other side. Exhale, pull the knee in through the center, hover it, find that core brace. Inhale, send it back to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left elbow to the side of the body. Inhale one more time. Exhale, pull the knee forward and through, finding your pigeon on the other side. Remember, we can take the right toes on the mat, lift the right knee, walk the knee back, then plant the foot to deepen the stretch. The hips stay square here, so a lot of times we want to do this, but it's just a little different. We stay here, and then we put the block under the hips to make it so that they're supported facing this direction if we like. And then you can come down onto your forearms or onto your block, or you can stay up on your hands. Know that each side is going to feel a little different, so just being mindful and knowing that's okay. Once again, we can take our gaze down, close our eyes, relaxing through our jaw, our face here. Taking 2 more rounds of breath. As you're ready, we'll slowly walk ourselves up to our hands. And from here, as we take this block out, if you haven't, all we're going to do is shift our hips over to that left side, bring our right leg forward. From here, let's extend our right leg. Keep our left foot in. So the left foot comes to the inner thigh, sitting up nice and tall. We inhale the arms up to the sky. As we exhale, we flex through our right foot, find a nice forward fold. Keeping the knee as soft as we want to here. We can reach for our ankle, our shins, our knee, our toes. Nice little hamstring release, but also through the side body. Inhaling, coming back to center. This time with the right leg extended, this left leg is going to stay here bent, or we can cross it over. Or we can stack both of our legs if we want to in that stack log position. My body won't do that now. Inhaling, arms up to the sky. Exhaling, we twist over the left shoulder. So the right hand can come across the thigh, left hand to the floor. We sit up nice, tall, long through the spine, and maybe take our gaze a little further over that left shoulder for our twist. Only twisting as much as it feels good for us today. Taking one more big inhale. And exhale, we'll unwind, coming back to center, uncrossing our left leg. Left leg comes out in front of us. Right knee comes in. Foot to the thigh. Flexing through that left foot. As we flex through this foot and stretch, we find a deeper hamstring stretch. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, turning towards that leg, finding that seated forward fold. Maybe with each exhale, sinking a little deeper into the stretch.
I listen to the wind down my soul. Where I end up, well, I think.
As we take our next inhale, we'll slowly come back up to center. Keeping that left leg out in front of us, right leg can stay right here, or it can cross over. Either one is an option. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, we twist over that shoulder. Left arm across, right hand to the floor. As you press into your backhand, you can make a fist or press your palm into that mat, lifting up nice and tall so we're not rounding through our upper back, but lifting our spine, stacking head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Maybe gaze looks a little further over our right shoulder. Taking one more big inhale. Exhale, untwisting, unwinding, uncrossing that leg. We'll keep our right knee pulled into our chest, using it as a brake to slowly lower ourselves down onto our mats. Making our way there in any way that feels best for us. From here, walking our feet out nice and wide to the edges of our mat. Once again, taking those windshield wipers, right and left. Little release in the hips and the low back. One last time. The last thing we're going to do today, let's pull our knees into our chest, rock it side to side if that feels good for us. Once again, grabbing under our knee on our hamstring. We can take our feet a little, or our knees, excuse me, a little wider than our hips even here, if that feels good. Maybe noticing again how the low back's feeling now. When you're ready, coming back to center, we're moving into our happy baby. We have lots of options here. We can take our knees open to the side, reach for our ankles, bringing our ankles up to the sky. We can also reach for our big toes, our two fingers, first fingers. Maybe we want to lift our legs up to the sky here. Knees are soft. Or we can take it one leg at a time. So left leg can extend, right knee bends, or left knee can bend. We can alternate. This is really great for any low back pain or sciatic nerve pain. We can rock it side to side. We can switch our legs, right, left. When you're ready, bringing your knees back into your chest, last little rock side to side to massage the low back. Taking any last and final poses that you are wanting or feeling like your body's needing for this last few seconds here, last few minutes, I'll say, and then we can move into our final relaxation. Whenever we're ready, legs can be extended in our final relaxation. We can have our feet on the mat, knees bent. We can have our feet together, knees open. Whatever feels good for us. We can also find a position on our side or our belly, whatever feels good for us today. We can start to close our eyes, maybe if that feels good. When we're ready. Starting to bring our focus and awareness back to our breath. Feeling free to adjust at any time. Remembering that deep diaphragmatic breath, breathing in through the belly into the chest. Exhaling from the chest back down to the belly. Taking these last few minutes, enjoying this nice rest and relaxation that our bodies so greatly deserve. Starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, just bringing that awareness back into your body and your space. When you're ready, you're welcome to bring your knees into your chest, rolling over onto your favorite side, using your arm as a pillow. Just getting your blood pressure, heart rate adjusted. And then as we're ready, pressing our hands into our mat, pressing ourselves back up, coming to a comfortable seated position that feels good for us. Sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through our spine. We'll take one last collective inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands come into our heart center together. We end our practice by saying the light in me honors, sees, and observes the light in each and every one of you. So thank you for being here today. You'll have an awesome rest of your day. It's 1 o'clock, so go enjoy the eclipse. Hopefully we can see it when we leave. Make sure to have your glasses on if you go look.